time matrix is like 7 indicators in one, so you'll notice it takes a little longer to load. Time matrix defines 3 sessions. First thing you want to look at, turn off everything. We could turn on previous day's highs and lows and some macros. And let's take a look at that. Again, this takes some time because there's a lot cooked into this indicator. It's not meant to be all on at the same time. What it's meant to do is to help you identify reversals. And when you find previous day sessions during macro times, this is a model in and of itself. A new low is taken during a macro and it reverses. So the time matrix is giving you reversal points within the market. And you can see very clearly where and how a previous low, a previous daily low can and oftentimes is used as a reversal point. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, maybe. But you'll find within your own understanding and backtest of all this sauce that I'm giving you and my custom build indicator, this is how I trade. Before I had DR, I traded PD arrays and I traded reversals. And the PD arrays I trade are previous days and previous weeks highs and lows. And that's what you're seeing here. So where's the most of the liquidity set within NQ? It's mostly below. We've been in a very consolidated range. But even within that consolidated range, are we able to find opportunity just based on 3 days highs and 3 days lows? And I think you can see very clearly where and how or why those can be important for trade ideas or trade plans. So when we incorporate the time matrix and the drive, we can start to see a lot of confluence and reversals. The time matrix is going to give you a unique perspective on time that you're not going to find anywhere else. And if you tried to write down everything that this indicator can do, you'd be shocked at how long it would take you. The only thing is it's slow. So you got to give it time to load. I put the higher time frame and a thicker weight because I want to see where the 3 weeks highs and lows are. See 1, 2, 3. Previous week's high, previous week's low, previous week's low, 30. We utilize the time matrix again as oftentimes narrative and reversals. And it takes back tests to understand what we're talking about, why we're talking about it. 1, 2, 3 weeks. 1, 2, 3 weeks. So the 3 weeks highs and lows aren't really in play in today's range, so I don't even need them on, right? Let's turn them off. I wish this indicator wasn't as slow as it is, but I would have to make it more, or I'd have to cook less things in it, and I prefer it to have more than less. So that's just one feature right there. I'll turn those off. We'll turn on the session boxes. These are not ICT times. These are not DR times. These are my back-tested times. And when you look at something called pre-market, what would we do with a pre-market? Let's use gravity ICT. We'll use gravity because I think that's going to work best. To a tick. Pre-market helps us define ideas within the AM. We could then even take the AM. Notice how this gave us a projection down and it then gave us a measurement. That's pretty close. I'm pretty happy with the size of that green box based off of this one standard with 4 standards provided here. Two and a half. So you can backtest with these sessions. Another important thing to think about is what time do you want to trade? And these are time-based boxes. So instead of saying a time, you know it's 9:30 to 1. This is a 30-minute candle. It's actually not 1. But the sessions are going to give you ways to measure and operate, and they're going to give you a really good idea. Once this box forms, what does this macro do? What happens here? It takes liquidity and then reverses. Ironic. Script told me that. The macro told me that. We took liquidity from this session. Not an ICT session, a DRICT session, a KIT session. That goes from 4 o'clock to 11 o'clock. Ironic how this script just goes up the entire time, right? So you want to backtest these boxes. Where and how they work. When you're below a box, how often does it retrace back into a range? Or our retracement happened before this box. So this box was an extension. Where and how, if I put standard deviations, does price react to here? I like that. I like that too. I like that too. From there to here, I like that a lot. Right? So you're not going to see this in an ICT video. You're not going to see these times provided to you. They're only going to be here. And where and how is there an extension versus a retracement? How much we take liquidity from the AM session, then we retrace into here. Then we get the rest of the day. I don't recommend, and we don't care so much about the rest of the day. You can trade it, don't get me wrong, but if we're dealing with a retracement within a retracement, do we really care about that? We have retracement 1, retracement 2, and retracement within a retracement within a retracement. That's on you. It's not highlighted for a reason. What's highlighted is highlighted for a reason. So it's not random. You just need to align yourself to what the sessions are. Any one of these are liquidity-based levels and reversal points. Points of interest. One shot, one kill. Patiently wait. Come on now. Don't give me an error. the 130 price and the 730 price. Let's look at it on YM. Okay. So you're not trading at 130, you're trading off of the 130 price. You're not trading at 730, you're trading off of the 730 price. Right? How nice is that level? And if you backtest this, you'll find this provides a lot of narrative as to where price is going to go, whether it's a trending day or consolidating day. When 130 and 730 are really close together, how that typically is going to define a trend. But again, each one of these times is important for a different reason. It's up to you to add context and narrative to it and determine why you would want to utilize any one of these. I've got more sauce. I mean, I've got reasons and models why I would utilize these times. Very specifically, these times. Random wick. Just a random wick. So you'll want to look at and study these times. You don't need these on or all of this stuff on all at once. It's not meant to be all at once. This is meant to be a lot of different ways. You can have more than one time matrix highlighting one specific element or item, and you could turn that on or off. And then trading DR, we also have clusters. Not just the price or the open price, but where how price reacts to very specific levels. How does price react See, I like seeing that. I like seeing that price respect to go long. Might even be why it's there. So we highlighted the 3 o'clock and the 3:55 price looking at London. This is meant for you to backtest. This is meant for you to study. This is meant to be a tool. It's meant for you to look at why would Kit give me the 8:30 price? I mean, we know why the 8:30 price, but where and how does it apply to price? How does price respect a specific level? And is there a trade plan or a trade idea within how it's respecting a specific price based on time? Because again, we're looking for liquidity and reversals based on prices that are offered at unique times. Hence the name. But there's a lot of things. You don't need a lot on your screen with what you have offered and provided to you here. Is that a trade? Maybe. Is that a trade? Maybe. Is that a trade? Maybe. Oh. Oh, interesting. Obviously news. Oh, it's a blue box. There's the 8:30 price. Price grabs it one more time, confirms long. Wow. Looks like a really good opportunity based on time and price, utilizing nothing else. No shiny object syndrome. No, I need to keep studying. I need to find something else. No, you have it. Now back test it. Utilize me as a coach. Watch how I utilize these tools in live streams. Engage with the community that's doing the same thing, like-minded individuals. So you don't need more. You don't need more than what you're provided in here. The 130 price. Interesting. What's that deal? The 130 price. Kit, why would you be showing me the 130 price? Oh, wow. That's interesting. Just takes a little bit of time because it's very customizable. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, what? Oh, wow. Huh. Who would have known that the 1 minute range on time and price would work so well as an idea? Interesting. Like I said, the only thing you got is a little bit of oh wow, Kit. That's impressive. Oh snap. Huh. Wow. Extend that to there. Interesting. We don't go back that far. Your if then if when is going to be based on very specific times. I'm going to care about different things at different times. If I'm trading London, I definitely like to see the midnight and the 130 price. If I'm trading London, I also like to see the 3 o'clock price. That doesn't mean I need it all day, every day. It means I might want to see something at a very specific time frame to help create and judge what narrative I'm seeking. And this is a 12-hour price, so I'm taking it from midnight to noon, right? This is the 3 o'clock price. This is the midnight price. Price reacts off the midnight price. I got a blue box. I got 50s. We've got the 3 o'clock price at reacting to the 3 o'clock price. Is that a narrative for 3 to 5 candles that I can walk in, walk out, get paid, and be done? Sure is. Is it the KM7 model? Not exactly. Not exactly. But are there ranges and opportunities for me to utilize and trade the KM7 model based on the 3 o'clock, based on midnight, based on what the model is? The open drive of New York. Price respects a time cluster. I thought we traded order blocks. Isn't that a mitigation block? doesn't matter what it is because we're not trading mitigation blocks. We're trading time and price within DR ranges. We're utilizing ICT in a way that's not taught on YouTube. We're utilizing ICT the way Kit teaches price. I don't care about a fair value gap or a mitigation block or a rejection block or a CE. Yeah, it can mean something. It can add narrative. The 910 rejection block, price respects the CE. Am I maybe looking at that? Yeah, I'm also looking at how its relationship is to midnight and to the 3 o'clock price. Interesting. And the 130 price. Look how price comes off of the midnight, the 3 o'clock, and the 130 price. That's interesting, Kit. Yeah, it is. And it's not taught on YouTube. You don't get this much sauce for free on YouTube. I promise you. It's a maze. You don't need to study YouTube. You need to engage with the person who's live talking to you, not a YouTube video. I know the guy that made the YouTube video. He knows me personally. He has 1 million followers and he knows my name. It means I'm special. What it really means is that I know what I'm talking about. And I've been able to prove that within 1 million followers and hundreds and thousands of private mentorship students. He's mentioned my name personally more times than not in a very, very good, positive, glowing fashion. So again, I've been blessed. And you have an opportunity to learn from me how I see price. Which, by the way, thanks to M7 and ICT, hence the name DRICT, has made me personally able to do things within time and price that I never thought was humanly possible. And I'm just here to try and show you, and you just have to trust what I'm telling you. And then convince yourself that this guy's the truth. It's kind of amazing right there, if you ask me. I mean, this is pretty wild how price reacts to these levels that are 100% time-based. And it's pretty crazy how I've been able to put all of it, not on a note card, into script. So again, it's not about me or how I trade. You don't need all of these on at the same time. They're not all for the same thing. If I'm getting ready to trade New York, I might want to look at certain elements that would lead me up to New York. Give this a second. It's 100% customizable. Will help create a narrative. Where are my other lines? They're only on the same day. Interesting. Interesting, Kit. Extremely interesting how my lines work exactly as I have it typed up here as being liquidity levels and reversal points. That time was taken as liquidity. That time was taken as liquidity. Not that rejection block, not that volume imbalance, that time. And ironically, it ran right to here. Another time. It went to 5 o'clock, and what did it do at 5 o'clock? It retraced back to where? Again, this is the 6 o'clock price. Trading off of the 6 o'clock price, if you knew nothing else, could you potentially do it based off of the framework of what you're seeing here? Anticipating your 830 price as being a Judas, as being your 0.5 standard here. I mean, you're just going to have to convince yourself that what you have is gold. And I'm here to tell you and show you and lead by example that it is. ICT, trading time and price. M7, trading time, price, ranges with statistics, data, and probability. Unreal. If we extended that out just a little bit further, that's pretty wild stuff if you ask me. Pretty wild. Take it out in the end of the day. Time-based liquidity. How would you know that this is a reversal point by looking at this structure? And this is today. How on God's green earth are you going to know what I know and have put in an indicator for you to make plans and trade? You wouldn't. This is over 10,000 hours of experience. It's not me flexing. It's just a fact. The 730 price is being used as a liquidity level and reversal point. Says who? Says the algorithm right here. Liquidity, wicked, reversed. Liquidity. Liquidity. Reverse. Kid, I think you're onto something. I know I'm onto something. And I'm here to help empower you. Stop over leveraging, stop over trading, and get your piece and part and be done. AKA, find consistency and profitability. Is it any shock? To me, it's crazy. And it's like, well, how do I know what to use? Well, what narrative are you seeking? Are you looking for Judases? Are you looking for reversals? Are you front running DR? Are you trading ODR? Are you trading RDR? Are you in the afternoon session? How important is the 1225 price? Go follow Mr. 930. Just look at his feed. You want to know why he trades this? Because I talked to him one-on-one. Because he's a dad who's my age, who has a daughter. And he trades this price. Not because he discovered it, but because I have it scripted. And I didn't discover this by myself. Captain Matt Mickey is back-tested and developed a lot of these times. He works for a margin desk at an institution. He trades margin. He trades collateral at a margin desk. You don't need to remember why the 1225 price is important. You just need to turn it on. Wow. Oh, I can make that more than 12? Yeah, I can make that a day? How is that price? How does that price do what Kit says it's going to do? And be used as liquidity and a reversal point? How? Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? Yeah, you're not supposed to have all this shit on at the same time. It's far more precise, far more calculated, and far more important for creating a narrative and a bias towards what you want to trade. You can have it on 2 or 3 times looking at very specific things, different things. What you're being provided here is the necessary tools that you need to find consistency and profitability. And you're not going to find it from a YouTube page. Or it's buried in 10,000 hours of study. How to know what to turn on is going to be you backtesting, you studying, and you utilizing these tools. The importance of these specific times are going to be up to you to construct. But I'm here to tell you this is the framework that you want to be utilizing, and you don't need anything else but an M7 drive and a time matrix. There are other things you could use, don't get me wrong, and we'll go over different indicators, but these are what you get by default by joining the mentorship with me here in the academy. These are the 2 things you need to have on your screen. You need to be back testing and understanding, you don't need all of these on. You don't. It's 3:20, so the afternoon session is probably going to matter to me in understanding where reversals might happen. The fact that you can customize all of this is why it takes as long as it takes. You can make it whatever you want it to be, however you want it to be. But if I was just focused on this piece of price action, how's it going to help me tell a story? Probably going to want to see it leave the 130 price, and the fact that it hasn't, I want to wait. What's my bias? My bias is long. What would data tell me now? You go back to DR Lens and you utilize these levels within narrative of what might be compelling or interesting. Did we reach our max standard extension on ES? Is there still more juice? If there is, am I looking for example, a long, and maybe it's not going to come back to here. So could I potentially utilize this as a trade opportunity towards what might be the mode max extension based on the final macro that we haven't anticipated? What about the macros, Kit? Well, they're all right here. And they're very light and subtle because of the construction of what we've created. But you'll see them. Give it a second again. Every macro that happens. Oh, we're in a macro right now. Interesting. Let's just see if we would take out that previous high. Interesting concept you got here, Kit. Would I be willing to back test? See, 1.9 wouldn't be enough for me. Maybe 50% of the macro. Would I be willing to back test to see if we just took sell side of this macro? Would I want to see buy side of this macro? Yeah, I would. I want to see us hit the 2 o'clock price that you outlined and highlighted. Yeah, I would. 2 o'clock. Open, high, low. Where are we at? 3 o'clock. That would have been the close on the 130 price. Interesting. So we're not going to stay and hang out and see if this trade idea pans out. But how quickly did I just come up with a 4.75R thought based on time and price? It's not the KM7 model, but it is within the constructs of what's taught, what we're learning. It's a macro time. We took out a previous low of a macro. We're coming off of the 130 price. I've got a very clear defined level trigger. I've got a very clear target. It's defined. If I didn't get anything for the whole day, not because I want to overtrade and over leverage and get more, but because this is the only time I can trade, time and price, what would I be interested in and why? And how are you so confident, Kit, in a trade idea? It's kind of funny to me that it goes directly where I say it's going to go. We just took buy side there, so that's really all it had to take within the narrative. That'd be a 1.75. So I'd be peeling something off right now. And we might get a retracement back into this range, which seems to be pretty sticky. Volume imbalance there. One level liquidity, second level liquidity here. We've got a volume imbalance here. A clear thought or idea. But just laying out this idea and price flying to a target, I mean, I'd have even a tighter stop because that's me. I'm a tight stop kind of guy. And from when I outline this to what's happened so far, I like trading in macros, macro times. I also like showing you how powerful these tools are. Real time over live price action. Bingo! 18R trade. I'm out. 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes. Real time. Called out. Right? Good thing we got that recorded. And we just called it out real time live. Based on utilizing the only two things that should matter to you within your own homework and back test so that you can get as comfortable and confident as I am trading DR and ICT. Real time 4 or 5R trade taken, done. Done and dusted.